All right, so I was reading those comments on the Facebook and figured I'd do a real, I'm gonna try to simplify this a little bit. And I know you said there's no need for a video, but you know I'm stubborn and hard-headed. I wanna make sure you get it. We're gonna let this clipboard right here represent 1,000 square foot. All right, that's 1,000 square foot right here. This is our 32 ounces that we're spraying per 1,000. Now, if you've got your own sprayer and your own spraying method and you're not using my sprayer nozzle assembly and you're not using Sprayers Plus, you can just use this information, but I'm strictly talking about my sprayer nozzle assembly and the Sprayers Plus sprayer. Leave everything else out of your mind. Simply because I put that thing together and worked on that thing for 4 months to be able to make it spray. I had to put the right nozzle with the right pump size, with the right PSI to make it consistently spray a quart per 1,000 based on that correct walking speed so that it would be uniform across the board. So all my members would be on the same page. So take everything else out of your mind. Now, first thing, that dilution rate, that 7-to-1 or 9-to-1, whatever it is, take that and throw it in the trash. You don't need that dilution rate. The only reason that dilution rate is on that label is because a lot of these humic acid products are thick. And they want to make sure you get enough water mixed with it so that it flows through your sprayer okay. And it doesn't clog your sprayer up. If you run a 2-to-1 ratio with Air 8, that pump you have in that Sprayers Plus sprayer will not pump it. It's not strong enough. Now, if I ran that mix in my spray truck, my Kappa 43s, they produce 560 PSI. I would have no issue running that rate. But you will with that small battery power sprayer. So that's why they put that rate on there for folks using low volume spraying. They don't put too much of the product in there and make it syrupy, or for lack of better words. So here's the example. I got my quart, and this is a carrier. This is water. We're using this water to carry this product out onto the turf, out onto the 1,000 square feet. Now I got 32 ounces. Now I don't know how much is in here. This is orange juice and that's grape juice and that's chocolate milk right there. And we're going to pretend this is 3 ounces of each product. 3 ounces Air 8, 3 ounces of, I don't know, dethatch, 3 ounces of whatever, RGS. Or if you got rid of one, you can call it 3 ounces of that, 3 of that. That's 6 ounces, okay? The trick is to take this 9 ounces and evenly apply it on that 1,000 square feet. And it don't matter, and you know, in some cases, you may be putting 6 ounces. In some cases, if you're spraying one product, you may be putting 3 ounces. But this won't change. This is always the same because our machine, our equipment is calibrated at a quart per 1,000. Now what we need to do is we need to keep that quart the same, meaning it can't go to 38 ounces or it can't go to 24 ounces. A quart is 32 ounces regardless of how you cut it. We need to put this 3 ounces, or we need to put this 9 ounces in this quart, okay? Now if I put 9 ounces on top of this 32, I'm gonna get what, 41, right? Well, that ain't gonna work because we're not calibrated at 41 ounces per 1,000. We're calibrated at 32. So what I gotta do is I gotta get rid of 9 ounces. All right, where are we at right there? What's 32 minus 9, babe? 30, that's 21. We need 23 ounces. All right, well, gosh, look at there. I guessed just right. We're gonna call that 23 ounces, all right? So now to get down to there, then I can add my product, right? Look at there. I don't know if I'd drink that though. So now look, I'm back at my 32 ounces, and I can now spray this 32 ounces over this 1,000 square feet, and I have applied 3 ounces of each product. So, and of course, if I was only applying 2 products, I would not need to take out as much water. If I was applying 1 product, you know, I'd only need to take out 3 ounces. It'd be 29 ounces of water and 3 ounces of product. So you just take this carrier, this 32, and subtract the amount of product per 1,000 that you want to go on 1,000 square feet, so that you end up with 32 ounces every single time. Look at that. Good day. Now that didn't mix right. And see, if you were going to spray that, you would definitely want to do a jar test first. Because look at that. See how clammy that looks? And see, this is a great example right here of why to do a jar test. Look at that. See how it's not liquid? So we now know that grape juice, chocolate milk, and orange juice, they don't combine good. You would want to spray these separately, because look at that. That stuff's going to clog your sprayer up. It ain't going to do nothing to your yard. That's where people get confused on a jar test. Mixing the chemicals or the products together, none of this stuff's going to hurt your grass. It ain't going to be nothing but goodness. It's all about being able to get it on the yard effortlessly. All right, and see all that crap in there? That clogged up your sprayer and that caused a nightmare. That's why you do a jar test. Now, talking about, I can't remember your name, man, Mr. House. The way you're doing it is awesome. If you want to fill up your backpacks or your sprayer with 2 gallons of water, and you want to walk a consistent speed over your yard, and you want to go spray it one way, and then you want to turn around and spray it the other way, and then you look and see how much water you have left. And I think you had a half a gallon of water left. So you know that in 1.5 gallons of water, you can go over your yard 2 different directions and get a good even coverage. Now in that 1.5 gallons of water, let's just pretend you were going to put 64 ounces worth of product, worth of RGS. You know, that's not your rate. I'm just using that for an even number. 64 ounces minus 1.5 gallons, you would have 1 gallon of water and 64 ounces of your product, and there's your finished solution. So now when you walk over that yard 2 times, you have effectively put out that 64 ounces of RGS or whatever it is. One more thing. If this, you hear me saying we're spraying at 32 ounces per 1,000, quart per 1,000. This might be 64 ounces for you. This might be 1 gallon for you. If you're not using the Sprayers Plus and my nozzle assembly, then this 32 ounces isn't really applicable to you, because there's so many different sprayers out there. There's so many different pumps and pressures and gallon per 1,000 minute and all that kind of crap. Hose size, all that is a factor. That's why I standardized it within the academy with that Sprayers Plus and that nozzle assembly. That way we kind of all be on the same track. But if you didn't go that route, that's completely okay. If you already have a sprayer and a boom sprayer and a tow behind, whatever, that's completely fine. So this may represent 1 gallon for you. You may be spraying at 2 gallons per 1,000. I don't know what you're spraying at. But the point is that product, that amount of product that we say 3 ounces RGS or 6 of Air 8 or whatever the rate is you're using, at the end of the day, that goes on this 1,000 square feet, regardless of how much water you use. That's simply a standardized, the calibration is simply a standardized way so that you can repeat this process over and over and over and over and over and over again. And that way you stay accurate with your applications. So if your little spray, if your sprayer is set up to spray 1 gallon per 1,000, by all means, don't try to change anything. Keep doing that. Remember, this is strictly for the Sprayers Plus and the sprayer nozzle assembly. because I'm teaching low volume spraying, and simply for the reason, if you have a 4-gallon sprayer, you know, there's 16 quarts in 4 gallons. So that means you can cover 16,000 of these square feet, 16 of these clipboards all over the yard. But if you are using that same 4-gallon sprayer, let's just say your sprayer holds 4 gallons. It's a backpack sprayer, and you're spraying it 1 gallon per 1,000 square feet. That means you can only cover 4 of these, right? Because there's 4 1-gallons in a 4-gallon sprayer. Whereas if you had it calibrated to a quart per 1,000, you can cover 16 of these. So you're covering 16 versus 4. And it's simply because it's calibrated a little differently. And that's where you save time. That's why I did this, so you save time. I don't want to fill my backpack sprayer up 4 times to spray my yard. I only want to fill it up 1 time. So that's, and I still get the right amount of product on my yard. So you can spray a longer time. It makes it more convenient for you. That was part of me doing this, is to save you time and energy. Because my gosh, this dude called me and said, man, I got an 8,000 square foot yard. It takes me 45 minutes to spray it. I'm like, dude, are you crazy? Buy my sprayer and my nozzle assembly. You can spray that 8,000 square feet in 3 minutes. And so, of course, he bought one, and he called me back and he said, man, I cannot believe the difference. So that was why I standardized the sprayer nozzle assembly with the Sprayers Plus, so that everybody would be on the same I don't want to be confusing. If you didn't buy that from me, it's completely fine. Use your sprayer, use your calibration you already have set. At the end of the day, we want to get the right amount of product on per 1,000 square feet of turf. So, hey, hope that helps, man. Hope that simplifies it. Get your dirt right.